Everyone, and welcome to our Heavenly Parent Holy Community Oceania Hundoke today. Today we have Rev Margaret Sisserson giving the presentation. Today is Sunday, the 15th of June 2025, or the 20th of May in the 13th year of Chongelguk. So thank you all for coming, and let's begin with a bow to our true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind. Chanji Champamunimge Kyombe Pado. And let's recite our family pledge both in Korean and English.
하전맨세 5. 천일극주인 우리 가족은 참 사랑을 중심하고 매일 주체적 전산세계와 대산적 지산세계의 통일을 향해 전진적 발전을 촉진할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Family pledge number 5. Our family, the owner of Chongelguk, pledges to strive every day to advance the unification of the spirit world and the physical world as subject and object partners by centering on true love.
Thank you. I'd like to read again Mother's prayer so that we can just reflect more on it. And this is the prayer that Mother gave at the New Year's benediction in 2013. Beloved Heavenly Parent, we have now ushered in the new year 2013. We are deeply grateful to you for allowing the heavenly world and the earthly world to unite as one in mind and heart, and solemnly begin this first day of the year in which we will celebrate the foundation day of Chongelguk in the presence of the true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind. Our Heavenly Parent, what a history of sorrow and grief you have had to go through to establish Chongelguk, to complete the history of the providence of restoration through indemnity caused by the fall of the first human ancestors. You have had to lead the providence of salvation and have your heart rent by each and every one of the sacrifices and mistakes made by the providential central figures whom you established. How many tears of blood you have wept in the background of such history. In particular, ever since the coronation ceremony of the kingship of God was performed and Chongelguk declared in 2001 on the foundation of true parents' victorious realm. During the last 12 years, we have lived each day as if it were 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as if it were a day, begrudging every moment that passed and exerting ourselves to the utmost. The era after the coming of heaven was proclaimed, and Chongjonggun was built on earth and dedicated to you, thus establishing on the rock of ages the ground whereupon the Heavenly Parent could come to settle on earth. And in the presence of all of heaven and earth, enthronement and coronation ceremonies were performed through which the Heavenly Parent was liberated and freed. Most beloved Heavenly Parent, with Foundation Day only 12 days away, we should repent with all our heart for all the responsibilities we have failed to fulfill until now. The true Father and the blessed families should become one under the true family and the blessed family should become one under the true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, and prepare a new environment in which we can give ourselves as living offerings for Chongelguk in the realm of Simjong, which is characterized by one heart, one body, one mindset, and one harmony. I declare that all members of the unification family across the world are resolving to become one with true parents' will and to fulfill their mission as tribal messiahs at all costs, and to make a new beginning. As we usher in the first year of Chongelguk in 2013, I hope and pray that the entire worldwide unification family and all peoples will open the gates to an amazing new era of peace and prosperity in which the physical and spiritual worlds will overflow with heavenly blessings and the Heavenly Parents' great love. All this we offer and request in the name of true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind. Arju, Arju, Arju. Thank you, and let's give a warm welcome to Margaret as she shares this morning, or Tim. Need to unmute.
All right then.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So, book 7, this excerpts from book 7, and Margaret will give the commentary later after I read. Is the volume okay?
The volume's okay. Are you sharing anything or just reading?
I'm reading from slides.
But are
You
you
see it?
Are you
Oh,
sharing?
okay.
No, you haven't shared
Yeah,
the slide yet.
Yeah, I forgot to do that. A little out of practice here. Yes. There we go. Where's the slide? There we go. Share.
That one, that's
Yeah, I can see the slides now. Yeah.
All right. Okay, shoot. All right, book 7, Earthly Life in the Spirit World, from Chonsong Gil.
click.
Click, but it didn't go. Okay. Okay, I need to minimize this bar here. Let's see. Get it out of the way. Okay, there we go.
You have to read first. No, the first one.
Get this out of the way. All right. So the windpipe, this is a commentary. So
No,
what
I'm
do you
doing
want?
the commentary.
You're
So
doing
go
the
back,
commentary. Okay.
go back to the first slide, to the slide that you just moved. There you
Here
go.
we go.
Okay. All right. There we go. Preparing the respiratory organs of love while on earth. After our earthly life, we must go on to the third stage, the world as it was originally meant to be, and live in that world of love. Therefore, we need to equip ourselves with the respiratory organs suited to the world of love, and we will need to break out of this physical body, just as a baby bursts from the amniotic sac, destroying it in order to be born. That is why a woman experiences labor pains. In the same way, death is like a second ordeal of labor pains. What do we need to prepare during our life in this physical body? During our time in the womb, we grew the organs with which we would breathe air. Similarly, during our life in the flesh, we need to prepare a windpipe that breathes love when we go to the spirit world. When you break out of your body, you go beyond the limited environment of your past life, breathe love through your love windpipe, and live with unlimited freedom.
So the windpipe is being prepared in the womb. Have we told our mothers, thank you for my windpipe? Perhaps mothers also can be thanked for preparing the windpipes for children.
After birth, air plus forming a new character of love. Those who breathe love while on the earth do not die. Rather, they live. While breathing inside the mother's womb, we are preparing a windpipe suitable for the future world of air. Though we are alive, when we disconnect from the placenta that connects by a cord to our stomach and come out, we are transformed to exist on a new, higher dimension, and we are supplied with higher dimensional elements. We emerge and receive an infusion of air. After you emerge from the womb, what are you preparing for? It is love. It is not only air which you are infused with, but love. You receive elements of love. You are not living only to eat. Then what should you be filled with during your life on earth? You should form a new character of love during this time.
As a matching supporter, I am learning how to help prepare people for the matching. And reading through Father's words on spirit world has opened my eyes to prepare the matching candidates with the eternal world viewpoint. So right now it is gathering materials in that process. So one of the key points in matching supporter is to apply the ministry of presence. And this means practice being a good listener. But I'm discovering that finding that just listening is not enough. I have to listen and learn how to find out how the person is developing the first blessing process. For example, what is the person know of his individual course in relation to eternal life? In other words, also it's taking ownership of the individual life in preparation for eternal life.
Preparing 5 God-centered internal organs. Until now, no one noted that while you are in the womb, in the age of water, you prepare 5 physical sense organs that you do not need there. Those organs are not necessary in the womb. However, once you come out into the world of air and sever the umbilical cord, you need them. Similarly, while you are living in the age of air, you need to prepare 5 internal spiritual sense organs. These are not external bodily organs. They are the 5 God-centered internal organs you need in order to lead a carefree, unlimited life through which you harmonize with the world of love. In your present life, you have a nose and eyes through which you can smell and see the natural world in a limited way for 100 years. But there is an eternal being inside you, staying still and waiting with its nose, mouth, and ears closed until the moment of its birth. In the same way, senses are inside you, waiting to see the eternal sights, hear the eternal sounds, smell the eternal fragrances, and taste the eternal flavors. They are like your earthly senses, When that moment comes, each of us will be able to go everywhere, listen to everything, smell everything, and eat everything.
In raising our son Matthew, I asked myself, did I spend time educating him about the spiritual senses? How do these spiritual senses relate to his development of character on a daily basis? How did I show him to serve with this awareness? I did not. I'm sorry to admit. He did things because he is a pastor's son, and that is what he needs to do. In one conversation, he said to me, "You just let me figure it out. Perhaps because I have inquisitive nature, you were busy." In other words, he tried to figure out things on his own because we were busy.
What kind of work will you enjoy doing when your eyes are always open and you never need to sleep? When you go to the spirit world, you will sing songs of love and speak words of love. If someone speaks to you in song in the spirit world, you will want to respond likewise. If you are spoken to through a dance, you will want to reply with a dance. You will rejoice eternally and never tire of dancing. When dancing starts in one place, all of heaven will dance, and when singing starts somewhere, there will be singing everywhere. You will dance with your beloved spouse. When you end up dancing with another in the spirit world, you will say to yourself, "This dancing with you is so I can love my beloved spouse 100 times more." When you dance with someone else and hold each other's hands, you will feel the impulse to find your beloved spouse and love him or her thousands and tens of thousands of times more than ever. When you go to the spirit world, there is no need for you to work and there is no nighttime. Your eyes are always open. Your organs are working all the time. And what work are they doing? What kind of work will you enjoy doing when your eyes are always open and you never need to sleep? It is love. When you possess such an ideal of love, if you say, "Let such and such a thing appear," it will appear right away. You will live surrounded by original love. The spirit world is where the fruit of love is harvested. Why were we born? We were born because of love. To bear the fruit of love, we are born to the love of our parents, and we grow up within the embrace of love. After that, we raise sons and daughters whom we can love in place of God. Then what happens when we grow old? We feel everything that parents can feel in the world. Through everything we experience in our life on earth, we feel God's presence, and we become a fruit of oneness with Him. It is similar to the way trees bear fruit. Just as a fruit that has absorbed elements from all parts of the tree is harvested, we need to return to God's embrace, for such is the purpose of our birth. That is why God created us, so we can become one with Him through love. Therefore, love is the standard of infinite value, unequaled in the entire universe. In the place we become one with love, there is nothing that cannot be found. There, everything has achieved perfection. That is the ideal world to which people alive today need to go. If we call that place the spirit world, it is the spirit world. If we call that place the kingdom of heaven, it is the kingdom of heaven. Such fruits can enter the kingdom of heaven. It is not a place that individuals can enter. Only those eligible as an object partner of equal value, who have borne fruit centering on love, and who have inherited the right of ownership of God's love, can go in. our original parent. The first parent is the parents who gave birth to you, but the second parent is the earth. The earth is the second parent of your body. The earth supplies you with the elements that help your body grow. After passing through the second parent, you enter the third parent at the time of death. You cannot enter the third parent without being prepared. You need to resemble the form of God, our original parent. Why do we marry? It is to resemble God's form. God is a being of unified dual characteristics. God's characteristics divide into two separate entities, a man and a woman who need to come together in union. They are like the seeds, and they return to the position of God's original nature. However, for those seeds to be perfected, they have to traverse the path of the duty of love. This means they need to be born and receive love, grow up with love as their goal, live their life centering on love, and even when they pass on in order to return to love. Unless you set out focused on the goal of living for others, your path will take you in the wrong direction.
And this was a good reminder, again, for a matching supporter, to emphasize Father's words on why do we marry. It is to resemble God's form, and God is a unified dual characteristics. And recently I heard in the Blessed Family matching webinar where Marjorie Busing spoke of Hollywood influences and individualism focused priorities. That sometimes in her counseling, she found that some of the applicants needed to move away from these influences. So developing for me now is developing a realistic view and experience of the unified form of God is great in our time where True Mother has just opened Chongwan Kung and Chongil Sanctum, where Heavenly Mother is more and more available in God's form.
Section 2, the dual structure of human beings. Human beings were created with a dual structure. This dual structure consists of spirit and flesh, mind and body. When do they become one? You cannot fully unite the two as one merely by cultivating your body and offering prayers, no matter how spiritually awakened you become. The body has 5 major senses. The mind, including the spirit and the conscience, also has 5 senses. There is only one power that can bring the cells of these 5 external physical senses and 5 internal spiritual senses into oneness, so that they resonate completely and are filled to the point of exploding. That is God's love, which is the common denominator of everything in the universe. Without that love, unity between the mind and body is impossible. In the relationship between our spirit and body, the spirit is the more important. The physical body continues for about 100 years and then it dies. But the spirit lives eternally, transcending time and space. Regardless of how well people dress and how luxuriously they live on earth, in the end, everyone dies. Accordingly, before passing into the spirit world, we need to successfully harmonize the spiritual and physical standards and achieve through our lifestyle a perfect union of the spirit and the flesh. That is, during our life in the limited earthly world, we have the responsibility to perfect our spirit within our body.
Recently in Korea at the Leaders' Assembly meeting, I had the blessing of meeting Takamitsu Sakwa, the branch leader in West Africa. I met him before in North Carolina as his in-laws lives in Charlotte, North Carolina. He asked, "How is Chonsimwon in Palau?" I said, "Mostly Tim and I, as we have not been able to bring more people yet." He said, "Don't worry. Please do not overthink and just learn to empty your mind and heart during Chonsimwon. As you practice that more, you will find your tunnel will open and you will get many answers to how to solve any problem." I think this is the concept of resonance, where one spirit becomes subject over physical and God's love can enter, was my take on his comment. I will conclude, and Tim will read with Mother's words.
I believe in you, love you, and have raised you as very important treasures. This is from True Mother, Hakjahan, February 22nd, 2024. At the Heavenly Top Gun kickoff ceremony, Chonbo Heaven and Earth Training Center. Religion is no different. Religions emerged being dominated by men. Yet our Creator's principle of creation is based on pairs. Therefore, the fulfillment of God's providence that Christianity and all religions have failed to realize, and the end of fallen human history that cannot be achieved by men alone, can only be accomplished through my presence. Only through the only begotten daughter, the mother of the universe and the mother of peace, can unity be achieved. Although the man has the seed, it is the mother who gives birth to new life. Life comes into being through the mother. You need to be aware of this. All the twisted and wrong aspects of human history, the history of fallen humankind, will be untangled and reorganized one by one through the only begotten daughter, the mother of the universe and the mother of peace, and a world of one great family of humankind that attends Heavenly Parent will certainly be realized.
So, a Holy Mother hunt to me means Heavenly Mother is present in her form. As we do our best in Chonsimwon to empty our minds and hearts and let the Spirit come, this is the golden opportunity to welcome Holy Mother experience. As we do, we naturally can look and care for others with that spirit, and this is how I see rebirth come through to all people we meet. Thank you and have a great week ahead. Also, in these parts, it is Father's Day, so I want to wish all the fathers on this Hundok happy Father's Day.
Thank you. Thank you, Margaret and Tim. I like the team effort doing together. There we go. Yeah, you practiced in a way what you were reading. That we are a dual structure, and yes, highlighting the dual structure from a spirit physical point of view, but also the dual structure from the resemblance of God's form. So it was very nice to see doing together. I hope that that becomes a nice model for others when they're presenting, to do it as a couple. And nice to see, and just also reflecting on you know those stages we go through, you know, in the womb, and of course we know we're preparing all the organs for our life on earth, and then, you know, while we're on earth, you know, preparing all the organs to be used in spirit world. But as you mentioned, not only is the physical being formed, and then they get to be used in the physical environment. They're alongside, at the same time, the spirit is being formed, and you know that's always a constant debate for many people. You know, when is life, you know, truly life? Is it the first breath when the child emerges into the world? Or is it the combining of the sperm and the ova, and life begins, because the essence of the man and the essence of the woman combine, and yet the woman, you know, carries the child, you know, for many months until it's born. Uh, yeah, to me, I believe that that is truly the moment, and everything is joined together. You know, the spirit and the body is formed, and when we come out, we use our physical senses to be able to, you know, enable the fullness of the spiritual senses to grow. But still, however much someone has spiritual experiences here, it's not until we really go to the spirit world that we, you know, really appreciate it. I mean, at what point does a child in the womb is aware of the external physical world? I mean, people, you know, play music, you know, when the child's in the womb, and parents talk, and so there's a sense that the child can hear and feel that love, and in some limited sense, you know, that's probably true. Yeah, maybe the child is starting to use the ears that are in the womb, but actually it's not fully at its capacity until it really comes out. And so I think the same, you know, we can get a mixed feeling of the spirit world, but when we go to the spirit world, it definitely will be a surprise. I mean, we can be as prepared as we can, and obviously that preparation means we need to resemble God, and so we need to, you know, work as one. It reminds me, you know, many years ago I worked at Balmain Hospital, and I was responsible, you know, for looking after uh, the morgue part where people were put waiting, you know, to be processed. You know, and so I had the experience of taking as young as a 7-day child up to a man who was 101, and responsible for their last moments, and taking him to the morgue, and I noticed with, you know, so many people die in the hospital, and there's something about the first or the last expression you see on the person's face, and almost everyone except for the babies, uh, they all had an expression like uh, surprise, that it's not what they expected. You know, they could see the spirit world, but it was a surprise. Even though some of them, you know, very religious people, but children, you know, they just looked like they were asleep, and they looked exactly the same. Uh, and yeah, it's very interesting to see. Uh, Even, you know, I hope that it becomes like some people I experienced, just a smooth transition. That there was no anguish or sadness. They just transitioned very smoothly. And I think that's what God really wants. It's just a natural thing. And yes, there's that change of circumstances, from liquid to air, and it's the shock. And yes, it's not smooth in the sense of the mother really goes through a lot of pain, but also in some respects, if everything's done nicely, the child comes out smoothly. Yes, it has to cry because it's using the organs that it really hadn't used before. And I suppose it'll sort of be the same for us when we go to the spirit world. I mean, in one way smooth, but in another way a surprise, because we got to use the organs that we didn't really know how to use properly. We just had a sense of it, just as a child had a sense of hearing something, but until it really emerges, it doesn't fully appreciate it. Anyway, just sort of some extra thoughts there. So thank you. And anyone else who wants to make a comment, go ahead. Yes, Margaret, yes.
Actually, I just pulled Tim to do the reading this morning. So I have to apologize.
No
But
rehearsal.
no rehearsal. I just felt it'd be easier for me to make comments if he does the reading. And I thank him for being a willing participant, because he didn't have much preparation. So sorry for the initial kind of confusion in the beginning, but I really felt that in reading, it always inspires me to read through parents' words about spirit world, because it takes all the mundane things to do on the physical plane with a vision, a more clearer vision of why we're doing what we're doing. And so that, and I'm really thinking to research more on how to be prepared as a matching supporter for people preparing for the matching, with the focus of winning their individual growth, the first blessing, with a mind that eternity is where they want to prepare for, not just the horizontal wants and needs of the physical partner that you want, but how to form the image of God in the blessing. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Margaret. Yes, hello, Mr. Wright. Go ahead.
Thank you, Margaret and Tim. As Rev John mentioned, that's a good teamwork and amazing read. Yeah, always we come to the point why God created us, why we are born, why we are created. It's always come to this point. Then that because of love, and this word is inspire us deeply, and also our physical life, it is incredible. Then after that, everyone going to spiritual world. Then to get to enter the kingdom heaven, and is not individually, go with couple and go with family. So this is one of the truths and we feel every day. Then really now is to Mother reveal the new message for Mother Han, and as Margaret mentioned, this is one of the great guidance to approach other people. I think anyway, I think we can experience with God's love deeply, and then we can unite. As what is name Takamitsu mentioned, if we truly unite our spirit and physical body, we can experience God. That is true, and such a very beautiful message today. And thank you, Margaret team. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, we had here in Sydney, we had a nice gathering of ambassadors of peace, and it was an event organised by Reverend Santosh and others. Maybe Reverend Santosh can give a little message or something about how it was. Are you there, Reverend Santosh? Or maybe like, yeah. Oh, we ended up having about, I think, 12 ambassadors of peace who have known us for a long time, and we conducted the meeting as more of an update to what's happening, and also encouraging them to be more active. And so at the end of it, I walked around and spoke to a few of them, and some of them, especially from the Bosnian community, were very keen to give their support, and kept saying to me, anything you need, just let me know, anything you need. So it was good to see, and we just explained like the few events that we plan to do in the rest of the year in New South Wales, and with the Peace Festival and the Living for Others Award, and helping them to to participate, to bring people, and to also invest in it. So it was good. And I hope that they do follow through with their promises. Yeah. Anyway, just something else. Yeah. Feel free to share anything. We still have a bit of time. Yes, Kathy, go ahead.
Thank you very much, Margaret and Tim, for the talk. I was giving this talk on Tuesday to a 96-year-old lady in a rest home, and I did little diagrams. She's a Catholic lady, and I was talking, she had a physical body and a spiritual body. I was talking about that and how we were given sunlight and air, and that not much importance was really given on the spirit body and how we could grow and develop it. So she said she was so interested, and she just said, "You've got to write this out properly for me." She said, "Why haven't we been taught this?" She was just so enthusiastic. We talked about being inside the womb and on the earth and the value of the family, and how important it was to reconcile things with the family while they're on earth. And at this time, she's at loggerheads with one of her daughters. And so how it was important that she kind of reconciled these things now. And she was just so overwhelmed with just the simple little talk that you've just given today. And it was really amazing. She was amazed at the simplicity and of this. So I really appreciate what you've just said there now. It's good for everybody to learn, even a 96-year-old lady. She was so enthusiastic about the whole lot. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Tim.
I really appreciate Kathy sharing that, because I personally so often forget the profound awakening that I had hearing the principle. And anytime I read the divine principle, I'm just struck by how clear it is, how simple, and the value of it for our path in life and our accomplishing spiritual growth. And so thanks for the reminder. Yeah, need to do that more. I think it's really a fact that as we share with people, we're giving life to them, but we are the ones that are actually receiving a greater portion of God's grace through that action of sharing. So I think it's good to remind ourselves of that, as I am reminded this morning. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Tim.
I was kind of curious if any of the young missionaries have any comments.
It also probably how much did they actually understand is another thing. So do you asking any of the missionaries, do you have any comments in Sydney? Do you have any anything you want to say, or in Solomons or in New Zealand?
I'm going to take the 4 New Zealand missionaries to meet this lady on Monday. They're preparing songs to sing for her. So I explained to them what I had spoken about to her, and said, "Would you like to meet her?" So they're going to come on tomorrow to meet her, which would be nice.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, Mary, have your hand up. Go ahead.
Yeah, many thoughts this morning. Thank you, Margaret and Tim. Yeah, I was just thinking, like, with what you just said, Tim, you know, like, it's sort of simple. We get inspiration and the truth seems simple, but it's like each person is so unique. So I think my challenge is how to find that which is simple for each individual, you know, because everybody's inspired by something different. So that's why we really need, like Margaret, you were saying, through the Chongqing One, we can receive. We need to empty ourselves to receive what God wants to say, basically. So, and then sort of recently I've been thinking about, we want people to hear what we have to say, but first we have to think about them. What do they need? How can God through me inspire them, you know? So it's sort of about them. Yeah, so if we really get to a point where it's completely about them, and then maybe we can be a channel for God to speak through us, so that what we say is exactly what they need to hear to inspire them, where they can feel that is clear and simple and, yeah, inspiring. So that's just my thoughts. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mary. Thank you, everyone. It is time for us to offer our unison prayer. So I'll just share the screen. And let's pray together. Thank you. Due, due. Thank you, everyone. Thank you again, Margaret and Tim, for sharing, and I hope everyone has a great day and see you all again tomorrow. Thank you. Okay, bye-bye. Thank you.